Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about something serious: heart attacks. Knowing the signs of a heart attack could save your life or someone you love. Heart attacks are one of the leading causes of death in the United States and globally. The good news is that early detection and treatment can make a world of difference. We often think of heart attacks as sudden and intense, but the truth is, the warning signs can start slowly and subtly, even days or weeks before the actual event. That's why it's so important to be aware of your body and know what to look for. In this video, we're going to break down 8 deadly signs of a heart attack that you absolutely should never ignore. We'll talk about why they happen, what they might feel like, and most importantly, what to do if you or someone around you experiences them. So stay tuned, because this information could be a real game changer. All right, let's start with the most common and number one symptom: chest pain. This is often the first thing that comes to mind when we think about heart attacks, and for good reason. Now, chest pain from a heart attack can feel different for everyone. Some people describe it as a crushing pressure, like an elephant sitting on their chest. Others might feel a tightness, squeezing, or a burning sensation. The key thing to remember is that any unexplained chest discomfort, especially if it lasts for more than a few minutes or comes and goes, needs to be checked out by a doctor. Don't try to tough it out or dismiss it as heartburn, especially if you have other risk factors like a family history of heart disease. This pain usually originates behind your breastbone, but it can also spread to your arms, back, neck, jaw, or even your stomach. And here's the thing, it's not always a debilitating pain. Sometimes it's just a mild discomfort or a strange sensation that you haven't felt before. The bottom line is, when it comes to chest pain, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Don't hesitate to call for help if you're experiencing any of these symptoms. Next up is shortness of breath, which can be a terrifying symptom. Imagine feeling like you can't catch your breath, like you've just run a marathon even though you've barely moved. This happens when your heart isn't pumping efficiently and your lungs aren't getting enough oxygen. This can occur with or without chest pain, and trust me, it's a serious sign. Shortness of breath might start gradually, or it could hit you suddenly. You might find it difficult to take a deep breath, or you might feel like you're suffocating. This symptom is often accompanied by a feeling of anxiety or impending doom. You might also feel lightheaded or dizzy, which brings me to our next point. Now, this next one might surprise you: nausea or vomiting. While we usually associate these symptoms with the stomach flu or food poisoning, they can also be signs of a heart attack, especially in women. Many women experience heart attack symptoms differently than men, and nausea or vomiting are often at the top of the list. This happens because the heart isn't getting enough blood flow, and the body responds in a way similar to how it would during a stomach illness. So if you're experiencing nausea or vomiting that comes out of nowhere, or if it's accompanied by other symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, don't just brush it off. It could be your heart sending you a warning signal. Chapter 4, Pain Beyond the Chest, when your body's alarm system goes wide. We've talked about chest pain, but it's important to remember that heart attack pain can radiate to other areas of the body. It's like your body's internal alarm system is going haywire, sending out warning signals in all directions. One of the most common places for pain to radiate is down the left arm. This is because the nerves that supply the heart and the left arm send signals through the same pathways in the spinal cord. But the pain can also travel to the back, neck, jaw, or even the stomach. It might feel like a dull ache, a sharp stabbing sensation, or even a burning feeling. The key takeaway here is that any unexplained pain in these areas, especially if it comes on suddenly or is accompanied by other symptoms, should always be taken seriously. Chapter 5. Breaking out in a cold sweat, your body's fight or flight response. Have you ever been in a really stressful situation and felt your palms start to sweat? That's your body's fight or flight response kicking in, and it's triggered by the release of adrenaline. Well, guess what? Your body releases adrenaline during a heart attack too. So if you suddenly break out in a cold sweat for no apparent reason, Especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, it could be a sign that your heart is in trouble. This cold sweat is different from the kind you get after a workout or on a hot day. It's a clammy, sticky feeling that often comes on suddenly and can be quite intense. Pay attention to your body's signals. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Chapter 6. Unexplained fatigue. When your body's battery is drained. We all feel tired from time to time, but extreme fatigue, the kind that makes it difficult to get out of bed in the morning or perform everyday tasks, can be a warning sign of a heart attack, especially in women. This fatigue can come on gradually, or it can hit you seemingly out of nowhere. You might feel drained of energy, even if you've had plenty of sleep. This happens because your heart is working harder than usual to pump blood throughout your body, leaving you feeling exhausted and depleted. If you're experiencing unusual or extreme fatigue that persists for more than a few days, it's important to talk to your doctor, especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms. Chapter 7. Feeling dizzy or lightheaded. When the room starts spinning, ever feel like the room is spinning even though you're standing still? That's dizziness, and it's a common symptom of a heart attack. Dizziness occurs when your brain isn't getting enough blood flow, which can happen if your heart isn't pumping efficiently. This can lead to feelings of lightheadedness, unsteadiness, and even fainting. You might feel dizzy when you stand up too quickly, or it might hit you out of the blue. If you're experiencing dizziness or lightheadedness that's severe, persistent, or accompanied by other symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, seek medical attention immediately. Chapter 8. Hearts out of rhythm, rapid or irregular heartbeat. Last but not least, let's talk about your heart's rhythm. Your heart should beat in a steady, regular rhythm like a metronome keeping time. But during a heart attack, the electrical signals that control your heartbeat can become disrupted, leading to a rapid or irregular heartbeat. This can feel like your heart is racing, fluttering, or pounding in your chest. It might be a subtle sensation, or it could be so intense that you feel like your heart is going to beat out of your chest. If you notice a sudden change in your heart rhythm, especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, don't hesitate to call for help. Utro, stay safe, stay informed. So there you have it. 8 deadly signs of a heart attack that you should never ignore. Remember, recognizing these symptoms early and seeking immediate medical attention can be the difference between life and death. If you or someone you know experiences any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call emergency services immediately. Every second counts. And hey, let's spread the word and help save lives. Share this video with your friends, family, and followers. You never know who might need to see it. Stay safe, everyone.